Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this series of Tatler Talks, where we talk about what matters most, love and hope. My name is Nicole Andersson, and I will be your host for today's episode. And the partnership is, of course, between Tatler Philippines and Rustan's The Beauty Source. Now, we've done a few of these Tatler Talks in the past, so if you guys are familiar with these, then do let us know. Say hi in the comment section down below. And we will be having a Q&A later on as well. So if you guys have any questions for us, let us know in the comment section and we will do our best to answer all of them. Now, in this month of love, Tatler Philippines and Rustan's The Beauty Source brings you another Tatler Talks that focuses on what matters most, love and hope. We will be vicariously experiencing love in various forms from Tatler friends. We, of course, have the cool couple, Kat Arambulo-Antonio and Carlo Antonio, and the best of friends and partners in crime. Joining us later on, we have Jet Acuzar and Audrey Pastelero. Today is really a perfect way of really celebrating the very essence of love. And we can't wait to hear from our lovely guests in just a little bit. But I do have a special announcement for you guys. For everyone who is joining us here today, we have a special raffle, which we will be announcing the winners of at the end. So make sure you guys stay till the end. But all you guys have to do is answer this question, which will be flashing on the screen. It is, what best gives you love and hope today? All right, there you see the question on the screen. If you guys can be as creative and as honest as possible, that would be great. We would love to hear from all of you guys. All you have to do is type your answers in the comment chat box down below, and we will choose two winners. We will then be announcing the winners at the end of this live, and the two lucky winners will each receive a bottle of Moet Chandon Rosé plus a gift certificate from Rustan's The Beauty Source. What better way to treat yourself and your loved ones this month of love? Love definitely comes in all forms and is always a reason for us to celebrate and to toast with Moet Chandon Rosé and indulge in some of your favorite beauty products and a great form of self-love. Of course, a lot of stuff you can find at Rustan's The Beauty Source. Speaking of which, if you guys are interested in some of the products that we're going to be talking about, some of our favorites, my favorites as well, then there's so many ways to shop. First of all, you guys can obviously go in stores, or you can even shop online at http://rstns.shop/RTBS and Rustance's personal shopper service that you guys can contact via the number flashing on your screen. You guys can actually also shop via the RTBS Viber community through the QR code that is at the bottom of the screen right now. So I'll give you guys a few more seconds to maybe take a screenshot of this or write down the phone number. And if you guys are also moved to post anything on social media, don't forget to tag at Rustan's The Beauty Source and use the hashtag Rustan's Beauty Tatler Talks. All right, guys. That was a mouthful, but I'm so excited to finally welcome our guests. I am really excited to hear from them and really hear about their perspective on love and their take on it. So first up, we have no stranger to the social media community. We have the entrepreneur mother, social media personality, and founder of catarambulo.com and Cat Arambulo Studio. Surprise, surprise, we have Cat Arambulo. I wonder, after that,
Hi, Nicole.
is the director of Century Properties, Mr. Carlo Antonio.
Hello.
Hey, guys. I was like, with your introduction, I'm like, okay, giveaway na. You already know who's coming. All right.
We also it's his first time to do one of these things. So,
wow. Thank you so much, Carlo, for joining us. Can't wait to hear your feedback later on. Although I must say, I have been enjoying Kat's TikToks and your appearances on all of her Instagram reels.
Yeah.
We also have joining us a mom of three and entrepreneur who is behind the brands like Funness, Tropicali Momzilla, Milk Easy, and Bamboo Nappies, to name a few. We have Audrey Pastelero. Hi,
Hi.
Audrey.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Of
Hi,
course. Thank you so
everyone.
much for taking the time. Girl, with all those businesses, I am so honored that you got the time to spend with us today.
Of
But
course.
joining you is, of course, one of your best friends and the woman behind The Four Women, which is a website that chronicles how anyone can practice creativity at home. I am, of course, talking about your bestie, Jet Acuzar.
You're on.
Hi, Jet, you're on mute.
Sorry, hi guys. That was a comical part. Thank you
Hi.
for having me. Hi guys.
It's okay. After 2 years in all of these Zoom meetings, we're so used to it now. Anyway,
Yeah.
how's everyone doing? First of all, Kat and Carlo, how are you guys doing?
Great. We're currently on lockdown because we just got our kids vaccinated.
First shot.
First shot. So we've been home
Until
again.
March.
Until March.
But after March, we'll be free.
But happy.
Yeah.
I mean,
New dawn.
that's great. You're definitely finding ways to entertain yourself. I can see online. I'm not worried about you guys.
I'm not entertaining him the whole
Very.
day. I entertain him the whole day.
Great. Carlo, you're so lucky.
Yeah, I am.
And of course,
Affirmative.
what's keeping you busy? Obviously, I mean, from the introduction, you have so many businesses to run. Are you doing them all from home, or are you going out already?
Well, I'm doing everything from home because I have 3 kids with me too. So, I am a full-time stay-at-home mom for now. But it's been fun. It's been fun. I'm actually enjoying the lockdowns and staying home because I'm forced to be with my kids, and I get to do all of my work, and I don't need to attend any meetings now. Everything's online, so I love it.
I know, and it really has made, I mean, to some extent, a lot of things more efficient because, it's easier to do meetings. I mean, even me perhaps host in my pajamas. Who knows? We don't know. I will never
I
admit.
don't have to go out to traffic.
Exactly. We do save a lot of time in traffic. And Jet, how about you? What's keeping you busy now? Are you staying at home or are you going out?
Been staying home a lot. I think from the very beginning, I've been one of the most paranoid um,
Okay.
people in my circle. I'm famously hypochondriac even before the pandemic, among my friends anyway. And so that's part of the reason why I launched my Instagram account and my website is because it can be frustrating being at home for a lot of us, um, especially with little kids when they're not allowed to go out. But it can also be a lot of fun and can be filled with joy. So yeah, I've been good at home.
Absolutely. And I think that's um, a great thing to segue off of because I'm sure a lot of our viewers right now can relate to all of
Yeah.
you and all of us, right? We've been at home for so long, and it's great that a lot of businesses such as Rustan's Beauty Source have been able to pivot and still
Yeah.
provide us with all of our creature comforts,
Yeah.
at the touch of a tap of a finger, or a phone call or whatever. And so I want to talk about, as you mentioned, Jet, like, really being able to hold on to hope and find ways of expressing our love for one another in this new normal that we live in. So maybe we'll start with Kat. I want to ask Kat, how are you able to express love and hope nowadays?
Okay, I think my love now is expressed through giving my time, which I have a lot of. And I never realized how much of a luxury it is and how much of it I've actually been taken for granted before the pandemic. And now that I'm able to do things and see things which I never would have when I was like so busy with, work and then traveling and doing all these things. Nowadays, I think that that's the way, one major way of me expressing my love for everyone in the family, no?
Focus and quality.
Focus on quality time. I don't have too much time because now I notice all the little things. But then I think generally, like every little thing, I'm like, oh my God, what's this? All these things because we're at home. But I think generally, I think the time that I have is really focused and concentrated now to it being of qualitative measures, right? And I think hope is really just trying to find the good in everything and learning and seeing everything as a lesson more than something that
Challenge.
more than a challenge. So yeah, that's it for me.
That's great input. And I think, you know, a great reminder for all of us that, you know, even if we had time before, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of the time we had before, like we were very much distracted by a lot of things going on or on our phones. But it also forced
We're
us
still
to.
on our phones, huh? Wait.
More.
We're still on our phones.
Even
No, I
more
know,
now.
but to also be present, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
no,
yeah.
ba?
No, present naman.
Okay. Carlo, how about you naman? Like, how do you guys celebrate special occasions tied to love?
Well, for this Valentine's, we spent it with our immediate household, i.e., our kids, our dogs, and our staff. So we made sure to have food for the staff and for our
We do it
kids.
every year though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So normally it's with our immediate household for some occasions, but also sometimes Kat and I take trips, just the two of us. Although that hasn't happened since pandemic,
Yeah.
but hopefully we can resume soon.
Although for Valentine's Day, kasi ever since we've promised each other that for as long as our children are single
Not yet married.
and not yet married, we would want to celebrate Valentine's until they find a Valentine's of their own. Cheesy.
That's so cute. But wait,
But yeah,
so meanings not married. So even what paano boyfriend girlfriend stage like high school?
Depends if they want to celebrate it with us, but at least
Sila na
they
yung
know.
mag-aayaw na
Yeah,
siguro.
At least they know that whether or not they have a significant other, we are there, readily available to be their Valentine. So yeah, it's a cheesy.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. I love that. I think that's a great idea. And I also love that Carlo mentioned that you guys also celebrate it with everyone, the immediate household, right? So
Their
everyone's involved.
Yeah, because they're not with their significant others.
Or their
They're
families.
families, right?
Yes.
So whether it be Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, their birthdays, we try to do a little something extra special for them.
Yeah.
To also get in with the occasion. And yeah, they love it.
They have to be with us.
They
so
have-
like,
Yeah.
might as well make their time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I love that. But Carlo also mentioned that usually before you guys like to travel, right? So what were your dream or favorite destinations or dream destinations that you haven't been to yet?
We used to love Niseko.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know how it is now, but hopefully we can go to Niseko soon. So we've done that maybe twice with the
Maldives.
family.
I love the Maldives.
Maldives
Yeah.
was our honeymoon, and one thing that I've been 2 decades ago, but the family hasn't been to is really New Zealand, specifically Queenstown.
Wow.
So highly recommended for everyone. It's a very fun city. So hopefully we can travel soon.
Yeah, I think with regards to travel, our main focus now will be going to places where we can actually experience nature. Before, kasi we'll go to a city, where can we go shopping? Where are we going to eat? It was
Yeah.
always revolving around, stuff in the city. But now, stuff, buying and shopping and whatever. But now we realize, gosh, we've been in our house for so long. We wanna go glamping. I mean, why not? I was like, why don't we rent a camper and I'll drive and we'll, you remember I was saying that?
The US
Biglang
one.
naging outdoorsy.
Yeah, I
Hope,
mean,
hope.
so I mean, it's
Pangbawas sa 2 years indoors.
I just want to breathe the fresh air, and see other things than stuff. We're surrounded around, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of us can relate to that. But for now, a lot of us, I mean myself included, became plantitos and plantitas first para pretend na lang that you're outdoors.
Alive, mine dies all the time.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll send you. Ano na lang, fake plants na lang sa'yo. Para they don't die. Okay, so Kat, do you actually have a special way of like expressing your love? Are you acts of service? Do you cook food or shopping?
Oh my
gifts?
gosh. Okay. So this pandemic, I've learned how to cook. I've
Yeah.
cooked his cauli rice from scratch. Like the
Wow.
cauli rice.
And
Yeah.
low-carb diet.
Cut their hair. I mean, these are things that I would have never done if it weren't for the pandemic, right?
New skills.
New skills, grooming the dogs, bathing them. I was cleaning the aircon. I
Yeah.
figured out
Yeah.
I figured out how to clean the aircon. I figured out how to clean the drains around our house. When remember there was a baha,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Oh,
Wow.
Asher, look, it's there's a
Puddle.
puddle." I said, "Oh my God, hindi puddle yan. Bumabaha na tayo."
Bahan
You
na
know,
yan.
baha na yan. It's coming in the house. So I figured out how to open the drains and like get everything out. So I
DIY.
mean,
DIY.
it's been crazy, but I think not for anything, but well, yeah, I had to do it. Number one, number two, I think it's my way of showing my love. Also, I've been baking cookies, and,
Yeah,
a lot of things. I've been doing
With
a
the
lot of
kids,
things in the
Friday and
house,
Saturday.
which
movie
I would
nights.
have never done otherwise. Like I would have just had someone else do it for me or order.
Mostly
Yeah,
acts of service ka.
acts of service. I love the word.
Now you'll tell Carl, "Hoy, look acts of service
Oh,
to."
serviceable na ka, ha?
Yeah. Okay, I wanna ask the besties naman. Audrey, what's your language of love?
Um, I think my language of love is touch. I'm very like malambing. I like to hug and kiss. I love doing it with my boys. I have 3 boys, and they squirm out of my arms all the time. So yeah, I have
Aw.
to find a different language of love. I guess nowadays it's also time. Like they
Mm-hmm.
really need a lot of time and attention. And yeah, it's hard to divide myself into 3, but I try my best.
I'm
With my
sure.
husband, it's definitely touch and time also. Like he loves my cuddles, I know it.
Aw. I'm sure. I
I'm just
believe you.
sharing it.
How about Jet? Jet, what's your language of love?
Well, it's definitely time because I very rarely leave the house or invite people to my, like I used to have people in my house all the time, sort of every week, host a dinner, and nowadays it's very very rare that I have people here. So I guess it's really time, and it's also service. Like I love hosting. I love having big groups of people around me. I love cooking for my friends, sending them food. Like arranging flowers for them, sometimes from my garden, and like sending it to their houses. Like, I think I think that would be sort of be my love language. Like, I like the idea of sort of being thoughtful. Like, when you go into a stance, for example, and you like yesterday, I happened to be in Rockwell with my mother, and I saw something in the boutique, and I thought, okay, I want to get that for her. It's it's also gifts, but it's not because of the material aspect of the gifts, but more the thoughtfulness of it. I think
Thought
is
that goes into
like, I'm
it.
gonna be honest. Like I love to receive gifts and I love to give gifts, especially if you can tell that the gifts that were given with a lot of thought and care.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like, oh, let me buy you something expensive. It's
Yeah.
more like, oh, I know my mother's favorite. It's back in stock. Like the big tuberose candles are back in stock. So let me grab one for her and send it to her house. So that's kind of the thing that I would say my love language is.
Yeah, I think that I would agree on that. Like, it makes it a little bit more special when when you know that you received a gift where
Mhm.
thought went into it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the most expensive, but something that like either one reminded you of the person, or maybe they mentioned it in the past and you just happen to remember, things like that. And
Mhm.
I mean, I personally I would say I would treasure those more. But also I wanted to ask Audrey, like you said, it's hard nowadays, right, to split yourself into three, maybe even four because of your husband, possibly five with work pa. Like, do you still feel like that you like to take time sometimes to dress up or like make yourself like fix your hair, do your makeup, or do like a little bit of self-care, or are you just like too tired now?
Absolutely. Like I have nothing to give them if I don't take care of myself. So I come first.
I
so
love that.
so I always try to take care of myself first. Because if I don't feel good and look good, I won't be able to really like give them that much love. You have to love yourself first to have love to give, right? And I'm
Okay.
sure that they can feel it also. Like when I look horrible at home, I also feel it, and I'm probably in a bad mood. So if I
Yeah.
dress up and stuff, I'm always in a good mood, and so therefore I try to do that as much as I can, even if
Yeah.
I'm just at home.
Yeah.
That's true. And it really goes to the saying where they say you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So you always have to make sure that you yourself feel your best so that you can give your best to all your loved ones around you. And speaking of that, since I have you here, Na, and this is a rare occasion for me, do you have any special like beauty tips for certain occasions that you could share with us?
Oh yeah. So I have a whole like 10-step routine, and I don't skip it.
Wow.
When I was in my 20s, like you wake up and then you look great, then everything's fine. But now that we're like pushing 40, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pushing 40, it's a process. So you have to do it every day. It's a routine. So I hydrate as much as I can, and I use as many products as possible. And which I am so grateful for the Rustan's personal shopper, because it makes it so convenient now, especially like with the lockdowns, and I'm so afraid to leave the house. So I just give them a call, tell them what I need, and then I have it picked up, which I love. So like have serums and creams. Like my
Do you have
favorite
any
one.
favorite ones?
Yes. So my favorite serum is the Clarance dual double serum, and
The brown one? That's so
yes,
good.
the brown
Yeah.
one. And then
But
for like my body, I also use Clarance or the Neil's Yard balms. They're so good, especially after giving birth. Like my stomach
Yeah.
needs so much hydration right now. And for every day, like you hear it all the time, but it's so real. I wear sunblock every day. Even if I'm just going, well, I go to the garden every day. I love my plants. So I have more children. They're my plants in the garden. So I go out there every day. I need to protect myself. So I have sunblock every day. The La Mer sunblock, I love it so much because it's so thin. It glides on really smoothly, and it doesn't feel icky to wear every day. Yes, wear sunblock every day and hydrate.
Yes.
Don't skip your beauty routine at night. Like I literally take time for that every night. um I sometimes skip watching Netflix or reading a book just for my skin routine.
So
And
priorities first.
so yes, so I every day, like you can't just wake up and look great anymore. Now you have to really take care of your skin. It's a process, and it's a process we do every day.
That's true. And also it's not about even the same with your health, right? Or even with working out and your fitness. It's not like you do 100 sit-ups today and then you'll have abs tomorrow. It's a you have to be continuous with the process so that way you see results long term, right? That's when you really start to see results. So I totally agree with you on that, and I'm gonna have to check out the Restance Beauty Source for that La Mer sunscreen because I'm about to run out of mine. So I'm going to try that one next. Jet, I also want to ask you, do you have any like beauty must-haves or favorite beauty products that you like to go to?
I really like. I've been using the Creme de la Mer cream for I don't know how many years now since it came out. I think. And I love La Prairie. It's probably like one of my favorite brands. I love their hand cream is amazing. Their sunblock is amazing. Yeah, so La Prairie is great. It's been around a while. Also for hair, I also wanted to like share one of the brands in Rustan's. I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, and I could be saying it completely wrong. Maison Francis Curdigan or something. It's this one
Yeah,
basically.
that's a tough one. I'm not even
Oh,
going to try, but I know what you're talking about.
it's quite a mouthful to say, but it's such a great brand. So this is the bottle,
Check it
Oh,
and
out.
nice.
this is actually their hair mist. So it's
Okay.
a little bit lighter than a perfume, but it's like it's great for the hair because it's like some. I feel like sometimes I don't want to wear something so heavy, but I do want some scent on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I use this especially when there are times when my scalp is a little sensitive and I have to use a shampoo that is unscented. Avida makes some really great ones that are in Rustans as well. I add a little bit of the hair mist to my hair, and it's kind of nice, you know. Like this scent is amorous, I think is how you pronounce it, and I love it. And then makeup as well. I for skincare, I keep it very simple. I just literally use the creme de la mer cream or like the Augustinus Bader cream, and then nothing else. Like I'm sort of the opposite of Audrey in the sense that like I believe in like just having as minimal products as possible on my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in like savior products, if that makes sense. So it's like just this one thing is what I'll have.
Powerhouse
Um,
products. Yeah.
yeah, just the one product. But then I will switch it around. Like every 6 months, I'll give my skin a break from the La Mer and then switch to another brand and then switch back kind of thing
Yeah.
until because I feel like my skin sort of gets too used to the product that it's not as effective as the first time I use it. So I give it breaks in between. Um, but also like makeup is so important with when it comes to like beauty, I think, if you're going to talk about a beauty routine. And in my case, again, I've been using this foundation, the La Mer foundation, for I don't know how many years. I think it was Mayesa who introduced me like this foundation. Like
Yeah.
prior to that, I used like Charlotte Tilbury, I think, but this is so much better, like a
Yeah.
million times better. And what I saw Patrick Ta, who was, I think, the time that I saw him was like the global makeup head for Creme de la Mer. He used like he does like 2 pumps of this on his skin, and puts 2 drops of the La Mer oil, which I have, which is
The
somewhere in my
oil.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you mix the oil with the foundation, and then it just gives you like very light sort of coverage, but there's still a little bit of coverage.
Awesome.
So for me, those are like I tend to like be sort of loyal to brands and
Mm-hmm.
use them for years. If I'm happy with the sort of effect that it gives. So yeah, so those would be like my sort of staples in terms of like beauty products.
Awesome. I can see Carlos taking notes. He's like, got it. Okay, La Mer. Okay. He's like, yup.
And
And
Anastasia, the
Carlo,
eyebrow
do you have
stuff
any?
is so good.
No, you
Do
know
you?
what? It's so funny. I used to do so many also before, right? And then now I switched to a three-step system of Clinique,
Mhm.
which is what my friend Cara de Ocampo recommended to me, and her skin is amazing. So it's 3 steps. It's basically you just wash your face, clarify it, and then you just moisturize. So it's so easy, and I just love Clinique now. And
Nice.
right,
Yeah.
and you just use the same. You just uses the same
Is he
without
the
the
type who just goes into your drawers and then like uses whatever you
everything's there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that.
Or
Okay,
you'll
so
see him doing stuff to his face.
oh my
For
gosh,
real.
I'm the same.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah,
same. I'm like, no
right.
choice. Free
Yeah.
facial. Okay, so like do you guys actually like give gifts to like either your significant partner or your bestie? And if so, what would you say are easy but memorable gift ideas? Let's start with Audrey.
Well, my favorite gifts to give are always plants because I love plants. And well, I feel like it's something that when you give it to someone and put in their homes, like it's something that'll brighten up their house or remind them of you.
Mm-hmm.
And also like it's just adding life inside someone's home is great. Another gift that I really like to also spruce up someone's home are candles. Like my favorite are, and I love diptyque. My favorite scent is baize because, and I love giving that the baize candle, the baize scent to people because
I
like I've
love
never met anyone
yes.
who didn't like this scent. So I have it here,
Yes.
there. So um, so that's like that's a foolproof gift. Like just
Yeah.
give everyone the baize candle, and like even if you have them, it's like you have extra stock at home because I always run out of this stuff,
Yeah, you
and I
can never
love
have
their
enough.
vessels. Yeah, I love their vessels. They're pencil cases in this kids' school area, so they're very useful too.
And you know what I've also done in the past is like when the candles, like you said, you can make them pencil cases. I make mine sometimes like my makeup brush holders,
Yeah.
but I also will put, the battery operated fake candles. You can put them inside for when you're just like trying to have a mood. but you don't want to have a fire hazard. Like just have all the lights.
Yeah.
Okay. Jet, how about you? Do you have any memorable gift ideas?
Okay, so I love that the Rustan's Beauty Source Viber community is always constantly updating and sort of posting what's in stock. I
Mm-hmm.
find that like people are in a really spendy mood. It's like, and even with For Women, like if I post some product, I get so surprised. Like quite a significant number of things get sold out within 2 or 3 hours. People really want to buy things and that bring joy to their lives. So that's what's great about the Viber account that Presents the Beauty Source has, is that you can constantly like they can sort of update you and tell you that okay, so it's back in stock.
Yeah.
But in terms of like on like Audrey, I think that boutique candles are completely foolproof. My personal favorite in Diptyque is the Muguet, which I think is their honeysuckle, because I just super love honeysuckle and I love their fig scent as well. But sadly, fig comes in a large size, but honeysuckle doesn't. But among the large sizes, I'll show you like how much of a candle fiend I am. I think this is the fifth one that I've gone through.
I love that.
We have
Huge.
Yeah.
five keys, like, and like this is like almost done, so I need to fill up. And they're in stock in Rockwell right now in their standalone shop, and you can also order them in Viber through Responsibility Source. This is my Joe Malone one. I think this is the third one that I've gone through of this size, and it's in lime basil mandarin. So I think candles are relatively foolproof. And as you said, some of them come in great vessels. This one I always have in my desk. This is a Bernardo one. It's also
Yeah.
from the plants, but there's nothing inside. It's just lighters. But it's such a pretty vessel that I've kept it on my desk to like hide like my little knickknacks. So I feel like candles are a great gift. Also because it's sensory, and it's like when you give someone a candle, they don't just enjoy it themselves. Their entire household um, sort of gets gifted this, and it's like the whole house smells so beautiful, and it just kind of like instantly puts you in a great mood, or like
Absolutely.
and like also like how scent sort of can trigger memory and like trigger certain feelings and attachments and like so that's sort of like for me everybody always says that candles are like okay such a kind of like generic gift, but I completely disagree because you can pick um, specific scents to match the people you like, and often I'll even ask them in advance, like, are you averse to fig? Because I'm not gonna buy that if you are. Or I'll just put like the gift receipt because it's like sometimes you just don't have time to ask. But yeah, so it would really be like for me, I think candles are a great gift. And like I was saying, like I think I mentioned this to Audrey, like Joe Malone perfume is fantastic because you can always scent combine. It's the same with their candles. Um, that's like kind of like an anchor idea in the brand that you can sort of mix and match their different scents and to create sort of a bespoke scent. So yeah, so I feel like these are like probably sort of nice gifts that I would personally appreciate, and I'm hoping that when I give them, and I have given them to people in the past, that they actually like it as well.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone. Honestly, you really can't go wrong because also Restance is very good at curating a lot of
Yeah,
the items that they sell. So you, even if you're completely going in blind and you have no idea, you already
yeah,
know that there is a certain level of or standard that is kept where it's like honestly they'd be happy with anything, but it is great if you actually knew what they
and
wanted.
also
But you
luxury hand wash is such a huge thing right now because I feel like it makes such a difference because I keep washing my hands even if I don't leave the house. I think it's more like compulsion. Like I feel like I'm gonna keep washing my hands, but there's nothing like when you sort of wash your hands and you're kind of like, oh, it smells so good. Like it just feels. I think these are things that make you feel good and
Mhm.
are and give you a sensory experience
Yeah.
because you're sort of stuck in place. So
Mhm.
you then rely on the scents, you rely on the mood of the candle or the perfume or the hand wash or the lotion. You rely on these things to transport you to a different place,
I
right?
think,
So
yeah,
for
that's
me,
very
so
well put.
that's why it's so much more than just scent. It's so much more than just a candle. If that's like, I really love them.
I agree.
That
Okay, if there are any friends of Jet watching this or
yeah,
Audrey, take
You're
note,
getting
guys.
candles.
this is
I
what I
know.
want. Yeah, candles everywhere. Like
And
yeah,
also, by the way, to anyone watching this, if you guys also want to hint to like some of your partners or friends, be like, guys, my birthday's coming up or something. Watch this Tatler talk and get some ideas. Okay, so you guys can share the link. And also, by the way, we're gonna have a Q&A with you guys in just a little bit. If you have any questions for us, do let us know in the comment section. Kat and Carla, I want to ask you guys the same
Yeah.
thing. Any memorable gift ideas that you can share?
Honestly, because Rustan's makes it so easy to shop, you can get it online through their Viber group. Every time I find like a nice lipstick shade, especially for women out there, then I buy several already and give that away because everyone's always on Zoom.
Yeah.
So you can't go wrong with a nice shade of lipstick. And recently, actually, I'm gonna start buying this also. Guys, this one I just tried. It's Anessa Sunblock. It's a spray for your face. So
Okay.
I mean, I used to use a lot of the creams, a lot of the gels, but then this is such a great buy
Spray
because
na lang.
yeah, it's a sunscreen skin spray, sunscreen skin care spray, and it is SPF 50. So I highly recommend this, and it's great because you can give it to girls and boys too.
Yeah. And the best part about that actually is with SPF, let's be honest, after
Yeah,
you put your makeup, it's hirap to reapply. But
yeah,
this
yeah,
one,
exactly.
easy.
Yeah,
Easy
it's
to
it's
spray lang.
yeah, it's too easy. Please look, oh, diba?
Yeah.
My demo.
How about Carlo?
No,
Carlo, do you have any like special gifts that like stood out to you or that you like to get? Wala,
I do all
candle
the
set.
shopping
Nothing.
because when he buys stuff for me, he buys me the same exact thing that I've already bought last purchase.
Ah, okay. Because in his mind, he knows, okay, she got it na, so
Okay
she
na,
likes
gumana
this.
na.
Yeah. So, di na magkakamali. Okay din naman.
Yeah.
Any husbands who, watching out there, that's a good tip. Hindi na kayo magkakamali. Just go off of what
Sigurista,
they've already.
sigurista.
Yeah. Okay. So, I wanted to ask Audrey and Jet if you guys could give your best friend or partner in crime one gift to show how much you appreciate them, what would it be and why?
like for
Hello.
me now, yeah. I think if I could, if I could make completely sure that um, my house is COVID free and that Audrey's house is COVID free and it's like safe to sort of mix, I would take her kids from her for a day or
Ah,
I love my children. I'm with them all the time. I'm
Yeah.
very, very close to my, but like I need a break. Like
yes.
I'm sure she does as well. Like if I could only like take them for a day to just give her sort of space to sort of like
Be without
um
kids.
yeah, recenter. I feel like that's like the most important thing you can give to somebody who like me has been too scared to leave the house, who's been locked down with their kids, is very grateful we can stay at home with the kids. But also like there's a part of me that would really like a few hours off, even
I'm
just once a week.
sure. Yeah.
That's
I think
really
that's a
what
great gift idea. And I'm sure all moms would appreciate that.
yeah. But if you can't give that, I would say that the next best thing would be really like skincare because I remember it's for Audrey specifically. You told me this in our podcast episode just before the lockdown. You ran to Rustan. Remember that? You ran to Rustan to get like what product was it? What product was
The
that? That you
oil, the stretch mark thing, the
yeah,
Clarins tonic, the oil,
yeah,
the stretch mark
like right
thing.
before lockdown, like while I was in S&R hoarding toilet paper, you were in Rustan.
Priorities.
But I'm there
Who
like
needs toilet paper? Give
Avion,
me the
Wilkins,
stretch.
like as much water and toilet paper they would let me hoard. Um, and it was so funny because I started hoarding before, like nobody was in masks then, but I was in full gear, I look completely ridiculous. Like people were like laughing at me in S&R. But then I kept telling my husband, I'm in a mask. No one can see what I look like on the inside. No one will
Exactly. No
remember
one
my
knows
face.
it's you.
Yeah. So I can act as psychotic as I want. So like tissue paper,
Yeah.
like water. But Audrey was in Rustan's.
Audrey, how
I
about
was.
you naman? What gift would you give Jet?
Okay, so we're obviously friends because I think that I would get Jet the best governess ever so that she could have someone take care of her children for a week.
Wow.
And then I'd whisk her away to London
Oh,
so that we could have some duck rice in Four Seasons Bayswater.
oh yes, if
So my
only.
gift to her is a little bit more selfish than hers because I want her to myself. And
How
also
specific
that
of you.
I would give her this force field to guarantee her that she will not get COVID.
Yeah, I'm so
Because
scared of
you know
leaving the
Jen,
house. God.
you know how afraid she is
We
of
we
getting
should put
COVID
Jet
and
in
how
a
much
she
she
should be the
needs
next
time
bubble
off
girl.
from the children. I
Yeah.
mean, like
No,
having boys.
yes.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Audrey, you're on mute.
Oh no.
Audrey?
Oh, no.
Audrey,
Oh,
oh no, she's
okay.
on mute.
Right there.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, there
no.
we go.
So having children, especially two boys that are 4, 5, and 6 years old, is so crazy. And Jet has been handling it all by herself. I don't know
yeah.
how her skin and her hair is still so beautiful because if you had boys
Thank
like that
you.
all the time,
Uh,
it's a
It must
circus.
be
And
it must
she
be
doesn't
all the
even
response products.
yeah, no, seriously. Like I don't know how many things from your stands I have. I even have stuff from Adora, like all the RMS makeup.
I'm sure.
But
Guys, you really are best friends. Sobrang pareho ng sagot nyo. And I love that
yeah,
because it also
well,
shows that you guys know each other so well.
it's like it's been so hard on stay at home. Everybody is a stay at home parent right now.
Yeah.
You know, even if you have like a full time job. So it's these like little gifts that you can give yourself that make a huge difference. And like your skincare routine, whether it's a maximal skincare routine or a minimal skincare routine, that gives you time for yourself. You know, it's the ritual of like being in front of a mirror. I'm giving myself this honor of like this time for myself. And
Yeah.
that really matters, right? Like these days, especially like when the days and the nights seem to sort of like melt into like just one big blur, having like 5 minutes, diba? Just having like
Yeah,
five
time
minutes
to
to
yourself.
yourself. Yeah, it's like a
I'm
huge
sure
gift.
Kat and Carlo can also relate.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, how about
And
you
I think
guys?
it's with us now, no? So it's really
And our
tough.
dogs.
Yeah, we have 5 dogs also, so it's a lot.
not
Yeah.
don't answer back. We just
How
love
about
you.
Carlo and Kat? Like, what would okay, Carlo? What gift naman would you give Kat aside from the stuff she bought na?
I know.
Trips. I brought her to
Yeah.
trips. We went through a few
Bhutan.
Bhutan and
Yeah.
mindful trips where it's sort of alternative speakers. So we went to
He
Costa
brought me to
Rica.
Costa Rica, right? That was good. With
Wow.
Deepak Chopra. So it's more of he wants me to meditate so that I can find my center and be calm. So he's giving me the
Sure.
gift
Of
of
mindfulness.
mindfulness.
But also parang that's also a gift to him. He's like, maybe.
He wants us to do a silent retreat next. Why you gonna
That's hard, but yeah, we should, yeah.
How about you naman, Kat? What gift naman would you give Carlo?
I give him gifts all the time, from like an Ogawa to
The
golf
massage chair,
clubs
that was
to
very important.
Ah,
You
yeah.
I give him gifts all the time because he
That's
won't buy anything.
That's true. That's true. But you know,
Yeah.
those are great gift ideas also,
Yeah.
right? Like things where he can unwind and relax. Maybe like
Yeah.
I'm sure there are lots of wives or partners watching this right now and they're just like, "Oh, what can we give, to our husband?" Cuz I mean,
Yeah.
girls I think girls sometimes it's a little bit easier because okay, like if you give them skincare or makeup, we'll be happy now. But for guys, because it's all sometimes they're very specific about
But there's also a lot
clothing.
of skincare for guys, diba ba? There's the Claran skincare for men
Yes,
also. There's so many
there's
things that
not.
you can buy that he would not buy on his own. So
Never.
like everything is available talaga in Rustan's, and you can just get it for them, for your significant other, for right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's also a great excuse, like kind of like what Carlo does with you, where he's just like, okay, silent retreat so that I can also get a like
Two in
quiet time.
one.
Diba? Sometimes if you're just like,
Two in one.
oh, parang I want my husband to have Korean glass skin or whatever it is, then you'll be like, okay, I'll buy this for him, but really
Yes.
it's for me. Because you also
Yeah.
want your husband to be
Of
guapo,
course, I
right?
have to look at you, diba? Just the way, same way you have to
Yeah.
look at me, right? So I
Yeah,
always make it presentable. So it works both ways.
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, well, speaking of gifting one another, I think we actually have a very special surprise for each of our pairs. And let's see, let's start with um Audrey. I think Audrey, you have a little surprise there.
Yes.
All right. And this gift, for those watching, this gift is a surprise gift Audrey doesn't know about. It is a gift from her bestie, Jet. And we're going to see what's inside. And you can unbox it for us.
Okay, it is. Thanks for sending this, by the way, Jet. Oh wow, I love it. It's perfume from L'Occitane.
Wow.
And
Can we see the scent?
let me see. Oh yay, and hand cream. Okay, the scent is herbe. And
Awesome.
okay, so hand cream is so important now that we're always
Yes.
like
Watching her.
sanitizing our hands with alcohol. My hands are always so dry. So thank you. I've just been complaining to her that my skin is so cracked and dry already. So this is perfect. Thank you. And it
Super
fits.
useful nowadays. And she
Yes.
was just saying that, again, it's all about enhancing the experiences at home and really elevating that. And I think also, Audrey, if I'm not mistaken, you also have a surprise for Jet.
Yes, I do. Have you gotten it?
Oh,
Wait, you're on
you're
silent.
on mute. Jet, you're on mute.
I am. I maybe I need to check downstairs because I. So it's okay. So
Oh, okay. We'll come back. We'll come back to you.
let me go. Let me go downstairs.
Okay. So we'll go to Kat and Carlo. I think Kat, you also have a surprise from Carlo.
That's for you. No, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it.
Okay.
I have a letter.
Oh, wow.
A letter.
Wow. Okay.
He's like,
I am
he's
surprised.
surprised because I don't
No,
write.
I am surprised.
I don't really write letters. So
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna read it to you.
Oh, wow.
Just like, oh God, what are you gonna say? Hold on. Can I read it to him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to read it to you online?
Sure.
Okay, don't worry. It's very simple. Okay.
Okay.
So, dearest Baba, people say that behind a success of a man is a woman. It's quite understated because the truth is that behind every successful wife is a very supportive and loving husband. Thank you for always cheering me on and for loving me unconditionally. You're wise beyond your years and will always be my voice of reason for everything. Trust me, without him, I would get into so much trouble. Danielle, Asher, Alana, Hugs, Ace Samadi, we have so many dogs, Moksha Hamilton, and
Doggy
our
dog.
bird, Pikachu, are very lucky to have you. Let's continue to celebrate every day like it's Valentine's Day. Love you forever.
Thank you, love.
Oh, that's so
Amazing.
sweet.
Thank you. I'll keep this.
Carlo, you should frame that,
Um,
especially if she
yeah,
doesn't
we
write
do.
letters.
I really don't
We
write
do. We
letters.
do have an area in the house where all of the letters and sort of sentimental gifts we store.
He's
Aw,
more of the letter writing person. So
I
it's a
love
big
that.
thing, right?
And I
It's a
think,
big thing, right?
I think Carlo, you also have a little surprise.
Is this the one?
That's the
Thank you.
Okay, let's see what's inside, Kat.
Let's unbox it.
Kat, baka naman ikaw nag-order niyan, ha?
No, I didn't. I actually don't know what's inside.
Okay.
Surprise though. Let's see. Oh, wow. Frankincense. Oh my God, I love this. It's intense hydrating essence. And
Ooh.
oh, this is really good. So thank you. Welcome. Guys, I
Awesome.
love this. This is great. Hydration is important, especially for smooth lines, for yeah, right? For anti-aging. This is very important. And this is a cologne. Yeah, I love this.
Absolutely.
Thank
Wait,
you.
I actually wanted to ask you guys, like, I know, Kat, you mentioned earlier that you, especially more recently, have been doing a
Yeah.
lot more acts of service at home. Like, as also nowadays, you guys are obviously, it's difficult for both of you to find alone time just for the two of you, right? Because there's so much going on. You're living, you're working, school is at home, the kids, the dogs, everything. Do you guys like find little time to yourself, or like do you do little surprises or like little things for each
Yeah, we
other?
sneak around the house,
Yeah.
right? We sneak around
What?
the house in the afternoon. We're like, oh my God, where are the kids?
So you guys like find little rooms and then you like hang out and
Hang
and
out
then
and
do
just.
your TikToks or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that with the kids there. But then other than that, we do it while they're in class. Like we'll find little time to ourselves without the kids, without the dogs, to just like hang, talk and do whatever. Yeah.
And do you find that that helps, or because sometimes, especially a lot of people when they live together, especially with their partners, they f- they feel like, oh my god, so much time not together. Like, can you like leave me alone? I'll be in the bathroom. Or do you guys find that it actually helps when you guys have time together?
Helps. It definitely helps. And sometimes we have our kids stay in their rooms.
Once a week, they call it steak night. It's date night, steak night. So yeah, I
Oh,
think it's very important for a couple to just actually hang out and
Yeah.
and do nothing without anyone else there.
There needs to be balance.
There needs to be
do you
balance. So
do
he's
you have to schedule ahead of time? Like, be like, babe, are you
Never.
free Wednesday 2 p.m. for
okay.
like
He's my schedule. He's my schedule. I'm like, let's go now.
Okay. So how do you find the balance? Like
Wala,
fulfilling
ganon.
your.
So, whenever I feel like it, whenever he schedules it,
Yeah.
we always. I think what's important with our relationship also, what's great about it is that we always just meet each other halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always a give and take, thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about for me? I mean, I'm gonna ask and take advantage of this and be a little bit selfish since I am gonna eventually or like soon be in the married world with you, like and you guys, do you have any like tips or advice for me on like longevity and really like keep the love fire
Keep
burning?
the romance alive. You need to just enjoy.
Yeah. It's not all kids all the time. I
It's
guess.
yeah. I think if once you start having kids, then you
Not
kind of
all the time.
yeah,
Not,
you
not
lose
like
track.
100, maybe 90.
Yeah, he always says we have to put our relationship first. First and foremost,
We love our kids.
we love our kids. Don't get me wrong, we love them to death, but we need to put our relationship first and foremost, and then we work on the kids. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're together all the time. We're like together 24/7. We do everything together.
I love that. And it feels, I mean, just from hearing all of these stories, right? It sounds like there's a really solid partnership between like the both of you. That is a great foundation for the family because diba, a lot of people say like, and a lot of people have been telling me same thing actually that you just told me. So it must be true because they say, your kids like are only going to be with you up until they're in college and then they leave the home. And then it's you two again. So there has to be a good foundation there. I love that. Okay, so at least we also learned some life and love advice for everyone here watching. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Audrey is already ready.
Yes.
Okay, okay, Audrey, take
So
it away.
okay, I wrote a little wrote a little letter for Jeff also. So dear Jet, I'd like to say thank you for our friendship. It's we started off 10 years ago, maybe on a different foot, on the wrong foot, if you would say, if you will. But in recent years, we have overcome that, and we've realized that we have so much more in common than we thought. And I absolutely am so happy to have you as my friend. You are such a genuine person. I I love speaking to you because you always just give it to me real. And despite being at home and so busy with the boys, you always make time for me and to hear me out. You're such a great listener. Despite you always saying that you talk a lot, which you do, but you also are a great listener. And I'm so grateful to have you because I know you always have my back no matter what. Um, whether it's something trivial or something serious, you'll always have my back, even if you don't agree with me. And I cannot wait until this pandemic is over so that we could go out or we could see each other without having to swab every single time. And I can't wait for our kids to play together because all they do is Zoom with one another and they love each other too. So I can't wait for our kids also to develop a friendship like ours so that they have besties nearby.
Aw,
Love
Oh,
so
you.
sweet.
thank you, Audrey. That's so sweet. And
You
I
guys are
love that.
making me want to call all my besties.
I
I
know.
love it.
And
Actually,
like
this
we
is a
did
great
not,
reminder. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
we weren't friends. When we first met, Audrey and I did not like each other.
Oh, wow.
You believe that? We just wouldn't like. I think that happens when energetically you are really similar. I feel
Yeah.
like that can happen. Like when energetically, like you have sort of the same energy, especially when you're younger and you don't realize that, like, um, I feel like abundance is infinite. I
Yeah,
know that we're going into like a really very kind of um, sort of hokey pokey area, but like, but
I
like,
think what you're trying to say is like you attract the people that you are meant to, right? Like,
yeah, but when you're younger, if you guys like, if you gravitate towards the same things, you think that as women, if somebody gets one thing, it necessarily means it's taking from you,
yeah,
right? That's a very youthful, young way to sort of view life. But like as you get older, embarrassing as it is to sort of start admitting our ages,
Yeah.
you kind of realize that like abundance is infinite, and like
Yeah.
if we like the same things, we can attract all the same good things, and
yeah,
like, and it doesn't mean that somebody's success in the same arena takes anything from you, or that your success takes anything from them. And then I think that's why I really, really love like the whole, I love the Instagram community, because I feel like um, as for as long as I sort of express myself as clearly as possible, you sort of get good and honest feedback from people more often than not.
yeah,
And yeah, and like that's sort of what's great as well about like all these, like, again circling back to the beauty products, like it's so nice to be able to give people like these things, like the perfumes and candles and hand creams. Because if you can't physically hug them, then let the hand cream sort of hold your friend's
yeah.
hand. You know?
No,
Right?
and
Like,
I think also like going off of what you said, I think it really is blessings in general are best
Yeah.
enjoyed when they're shared, right?
yes.
Like you can have all the riches and all the products, all the beauty products, but for me, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest, I love like my self-care moments and I love my beauty products, but I love it more when I'm telling my friends and I'm sharing like, oh my god, have
Yeah.
you tried this? Did you hear about this? And then
Yeah.
and then they also share with you things they learned, right? And it's kind of like it enhances everyone's experience.
And then, but like over time, like especially with me, like with Audrey, over time, I really began to really admire what she's built for herself.
Yeah.
Uh, like I feel like I think that's what really started our friendship, when I really saw that, like, hey, this is somebody that when they want something, they don't just talk, they make it, they manifest it, they make it happen. And like that was something that I feel like I still need to learn how to kind of implement an idea. And but with Audrey, like when she has a good idea, she just goes for it. She's so fearless and so courageous in that regard, that like it's really something that I admire. And I really learned so much from her. Like she has such great business acumen, and just such really good business advice. So I feel like, yeah, so it's so nice because I feel like now, because we started off um, on sort of, as she was saying, on the wrong foot, our friendship today is so genuine and so honest. Like there's nothing that we like it's only gone from strength to strength, and it's only sort of improved.
And it's
And
so important to have people like that in your life.
yeah, and isn't it so wonderful when the more you get to know someone, the more you respect and like them? You know, the
Absolutely.
first impression might not be like something that aligns, but then actually when you get to know them, oh my God, this is somebody who I want to be a big part of my life, and that's when you sort of fall in love with your friends, right? So yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for your letter, Audrey.
And going off of this, like gift giving and surprising your loved ones, again, like if I want to remind everyone here, if you guys are suddenly inspired to gift, your partner or your bestie or maybe your mom or your sibling, guys, once again, don't forget you can also order via the personal shopper. You guys can call the number earlier. You can shop online, or you could also shop via the QR code at the Rustan's Viber community. Now, I'm gonna turn the tables over to you, our audience, and ask if you guys have any questions that like our panel members can answer. I think we have a few that are going to flash on the screen. Kat, I'll ask you first. Let's
Yes.
see. Can we see what the question is? What is something you wish you knew or integrated into your routine at the beginning of your skincare journey? Kat.
Sunblock. Always have sunblock. I mean, even if you're not going out, apparently, the rays of everything, even indoors, is bad. So I use sunblock every day now, even at
Absolutely. I think
home.
that really
Even
is
at
the
home.
holy grail product, right? I think everyone will agree on that one. Okay, let's see the next question. Thank you so much, Lauren, for that question. Let's see the next one. I think it's gonna take a while. They're typing it pa yata. Okay, while we're waiting for the next question, I want to ask Audrey, do you have any other specific like things that you wish you knew earlier on aside from sunblock?
Um, well, I wish I knew that I had to moisturize my body before
Mm,
having children. Like I always just take care of my face and I always neglect the rest of my body. And now my stomach's kind of in need of hydration. So I wish I did that earlier. I already did the Clarins tonic, which is
uh-huh.
Yeah.
great, but I only did it on my stomach. And I should
Oh,
have done it everywhere else. But I do have so this is one of my favorites now.
what's that? Put
It's a
it closer
Neil's
to the camera.
Yard. It's
Yeah.
the Neil's Yard
Okay.
balm, mother's balm
Oh,
specifically for mothers, I guess. And I just it's supposed to be for like your stretch marks and whatever, but I just put it everywhere to help
yeah.
like my skin bounce back. It's just been 3 months since I gave birth, and it's so dry in the other parts, but I can really feel like this is really helping me a lot. Like I have a lot of lotions, but this is my favorite one now. So yeah, if you guys are older than 20, start hydrating your body, not just your skin. I mean, not just your face.
Okay. I'm actually taking tips from you guys as you guys are telling me this. I'm like, okay, nails yard, okay, sunblock. I'm like adding to my order list the response later. I'm gonna be like, guys, please send this. Okay, I think we have another question ready. Maurice Del Valle asks, what is the best eye cream? Actually, Kat, I want to know what is the best eye cream that you've
La For me, La
really.
hands down. Like I will put other creams on my face, but the only thing that's staple on under my eyes is La Like I've been using
Okay.
it for years. Yeah.
OG
Right?
talaga. Yeah.
OG talaga.
A lot of people, I mean, also Jet mentioned earlier, she's also a La Mer girl. I'm sure
Mhm.
Audrey also. Like, there really are a lot of like really good eye creams, but I think La Mer is one of the talagang
Yeah.
go-to.
Yeah,
And
and even within the Lemaire sort of family, like there's different, like if you wanted to take a break from the cream, there's like they have like it's like an orange bottle, like Genaissance, I think is what it's called. I've tried that, and until so what I do with my Lemaire products, I finish it, I empty it before I buy another one, but it's
uh-huh.
Mhm.
always gonna be like one thing or the other from either La Mer, La Prairie, or Augustinus Bader. If I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah.
those are like probably the three brands that I use. Another brand that I feel like we should mention a lot, especially for younger skin, is Mario Badescu. It's
Oh yeah,
such a good
yeah.
brand. It is
Mhm.
such an incredible brand. Like I used that a lot when I was younger. And what's good about that is, I mean, when you're younger, your skin just bounces back faster. You don't need to be using expensive things like La Mer and La Prairie yet. So, like when I was younger and I had less of a budget for skincare, it was a lot of Mario Badescu. I still use their drying cream for spots. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this little bottle that's like got like pink clay, I think, or something in the bottom and some liquid.
Hmm.
Yeah, Mario Badescu is really good as well. There's so many great brands in Rustan's. And
Yeah.
it's like what's nice is it's like at any price point you can sort of find something to um to suit your skin, and it really depends on like at what age you are and what you need it for. My favorite eye cream, besides the what is it, the creme de la mer one, the one that comes with like a little, it comes with like a little like a bud looking spoon, like a metal applicator that you sort of like massage your eye. But Murad, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that brand correctly,
Yeah.
Murad, Murad does a fantastic vitamin C line, and they have a wonderful eye cream that I buy my husband every time he is out campaigning because he works in politics and has late nights,
And I
and that's
actually want to remind everyone like watching here, if you guys are unsure about any of the products, that is what the personal shoppers are there for. Feel free to take advantage of that resource and ask them and reach out. Ask them maybe if you're like, okay, but is this good for dry skin? Is this good for combination? Again, it's
Yeah.
flashing on the screen right now. You guys, you can take a screenshot of this. You can online, you have the phone number and you also have the Viber chat group. You guys can ask all the questions you want to our personal shoppers, and they will definitely find the right products for you because, as Jet mentioned earlier, Rustan's definitely has a wide array and has something of great quality for everyone. And now I think we're going to be announcing the winners of our raffle earlier. If you guys remember, we asked the question for the raffle, what best gives you love and hope today? Now, I think we have the winners ready. Congratulations to Charisma Vicente. And we also have Heidi Mariz. Congratulations, Charisma and Heidi. Someone from the Response Beauty Source team or the Tatler team will be reaching out to you guys. Make sure that that you are able to be contacted via your Facebook or wherever you guys are contacting them from. I am backstage, so I cannot see, but someone will definitely reach out to you. Make sure that your account is able to receive messages from Restance or from Tatler. So I want to say thank you so much to our panelists. I know you guys are all
Thank
extremely busy,
you.
but you guys definitely have, I'm sure, our audience as well as me inspired all of us to one really show our love to our loved ones and also maybe find different ways of expressing that through time, acts of service, or gifts that you can find in places like Rustan's The Beauty Store. So thank you so much, Jet, Audrey, Carlo, and Kat. And
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you so much
thank
for having
you,
us.
thank you
Thank
so
you for
much,
Every
having us.
guys. Once again,
Wait,
this.
I have one question.
Oh, what?
Jet,
Yeah.
how do you maintain your hair? Your hair is amazing. What are your
Um,
products?
Avida, honestly, is the best. They have like, I think it's restorative shampoo, but like when I will switch up the shampoos a lot. And also like Monette Garcia does my hair. She's incredible. She can go to your house, which is amazing. I love Monette so much. But
You have
really,
amazing.
Avida and randomly, Joe Malone makes shampoo as well, and I
Yes,
use
they
that.
do.
Yeah, from time to time. It's like it's always like tucked away in like the back of like their sort
Yeah.
of like products, but it's really good too. Like I love using that as well. So thank you, Kat. That's really kind of you to say.
I love that. May pahabol pa si Kat.
No, because your hair
Just
is
in
back
case,
and
diba?
that's it.
Voluminous talaga. But again, thank you so much, guys. By the way, 2 a.m. na dito, so I'm gonna say bye to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
our
Thank you,
Tatler
Kat.
Talks
Thank you,
in
Audrey.
partnership with Rustan's The Beauty Source. Once again, my name is Nicole Andersson, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thanks for having us.